Then I watch Let It Be. And let's be honest. Let's call it as it is. Let It Be is a shitty, terrible movie. Other than the Get Back basically puts the nail in the coffin of Let It Be, because other than the fact that it was a document of that time, there's not a good thing about Let It Be. In fact, Get Back is an indictment of Let It Be because it shows what you can make with the same raw materials. Like Let It Be, there's no context. You were watching Let It Be, and if you didn't know the story, you have no idea what you're looking at. There's no one ever says anything. It's them in the studio with no explanation of why they're in the studio. The whole thing about the concert they're trying to achieve and all this stuff, you can't even really tell what's going on in Let It Be. Why are they in the studio? They don't like being in this big, cold movie studio. Why are they there? I don't know. Why? It's just awful. And one of the things that Get Back does that Let It Be doesn't is that Michael Lindsay-Hogg is barely on screen in Let It Be. I think there may be his face may be represented in the concert on the roof, but I don't know that he's in the things when they're in the studio. I don't know that they ever have him in there. And then in the Get Back footage, where you see him kind of talking to the guys, you realize that he, of all the things causing stress in the situation, the stupid situation that they have put themselves into voluntarily, no one made them do this. They opted to put themselves in this horrible situation. And the villain of the piece clearly is Michael Lindsay-Hogg. He's such a dipshit. And he's so annoying and aggravating. And from watching Let It Be, you wouldn't know that he is the burr under the saddle of these proceedings in very large part. When Peter Jackson found that footage of Paul McCartney saying, in 50 years, they're going to say that Yoko broke up the Beatles because she sat on an amp, and it's just ridiculous. He was beside himself when he found that footage, and he was the second happiest person that he found that footage. More than anything, I would say the biggest factor, not necessarily in the breakup per se, but in their proceedings being awful, is Michael Lindsay-Hogg. When he's sitting there and they're sitting around the table and he's making suggestions, you can see this look on the faces of the four guys. Basically, they're kind of, sometimes they catch each other's eyes, and what they're saying is, how did we fuck this up so badly that we have to listen to this guy's input and pretend like we care? Because his input is stupid. Hey, we're going to have a concert on the banks of the sea in Libya, and we're going to get ferry boats and boat in British audiences from here to there. And I love how he will one day become a big movie producer, and George Harrison looks at him and says, who's paying for all this? That was pretty fantastic. I believe that the whole George Harrison quitting the band stuff, I believe that's not even in Let It Be, which was an enormous part of the storyline of that month, right? Just as a picture of what it was like in there, you could see, what was amazing is you could see all the Beatles in there. You could see the My Bonnie Lies Over the Ocean Beatles. You could see the Hamburger Beatles. You could see the LSD Beatles and the Eleanor Rigby and All You Need Is Love Beatles and the She Loves You, Yeah, Yeah, Yeah Beatles. It was all there. You could see it as an overlay or an underlay of everything that they're doing. As they sit down and they play various songs, from their repertoire, and they know a lot of songs. They either know or can fake a lot of songs, and they just start playing, and they just play. That, to me, is the best part of Get Back, is them just playing.